Okay guys, I want to do a little bit of a warning. I don't think it's a huge deal, but it was somewhat concerning. In my video previous to this, I was running through, doing a last final torque check on my main caps, running through and doing the final torque at 45 pounds on my rod bolts. That was the first time I was using my Harbor Freight torque wrench, because I had gone up, of course, used my coupon and bought the 1/4 inch drive and the 3/8 drive torque wrenches, and they are the Pittsburg Pro that everybody talks about and does videos about on YouTube. I just wanted to point out to everybody that I ran through all my rod bolts 3 passes with my Harbor Freight professional product, Harbor Freight Pittsburg Pro 3/8 torque wrench, locked in at 45 pounds, and I ran through all my rod bolts 3 times to make sure I had them all torqued to 45. Then I pulled out my old trusty Craftsman 1/2 inch drive torque wrench, locked it in at 45, and I would say at least 3 of the rod bolts tightened more when I use my Craftsman. That's kind of scary. I mean, I don't know if you guys have ever done a test like that where you actually did just run them through with the Harbor Freight torque wrench, then backed it up directly with a known good torque wrench. That's kind of scary. I mean, I gave it every opportunity to get all those rod bolts equally torqued. You know, when you run through them things 3 times and, you know, apply good even pressure so the mechanism can read properly and click properly, and then you go back through to check it just out of, you know, better safe than sorry, since I'm using a new tool. I grabbed my Craftsman, you know, that in the video I used on my mains, went through the rods. I actually went through the rods 3 times again, and I was shocked. I was actually a little bit disappointed that I had at least 3 rod bolts that had another, gosh dang, it may have been a 1/2 flat. I mean, it turned a decent amount, enough to where I was thinking, is that within a reasonable proximity of accuracy? I don't know. I mean, I guess depending on what you're building and how critical your torque specs are, those Harbor Freight, you know, Pittsburg Pro torque wrenches might be okay, but I'm so OCD about how I torque my engines and how everything is done. I don't really like that. I did not like the fact that I had that many rod bolts that needed just a little more tweaking with a known good torque wrench. So probably not going to be using that torque wrench for engine assembly, because I'm just not going to run the chance of having a problem with something as important as an engine build, you know, with a Harbor Freight tool. So until I get $400 to go out and get me a Cornwell top of the line torque wrench, I guess it's going to be me and my old Craftsman to continue assembling engines with it, because I did not have the confidence to try to mess with that Harbor Freight. I apologize if that was your first negative report on those Pittsburg Pro torque wrenches, because I know a lot of people use them, a lot of people give good reviews on them. I'm a little gun shy. I mean, I'm not saying I won't use it for other things, but when I'm talking about torquing the bottom end assembly on an engine, no, I'm not going to do that. That's just not the way I like to do business. So anyway, this is, I guess, my follow-up review on the Harbor Freight 3/8 drive torque wrench. Torque specification inaccuracy. If it's going to be important, get a better torque wrench. So hey guys, I appreciate you watching. Don't usually do negative reviews, but that was enough that it caught my attention enough that I thought I better do a little video and kind of get the word out that those things are not particularly as accurate as what they portray them to be. So anyway, again, as always, thank you for watching the video.